So ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Roma Theory, because today we're going to talk about how Isco terminated his contract with Seville, and due to the fact that we were very close to signing Isco this summer, could there be potential link-ups back again with Isco, his agents, Thiago Pinto and Mourinho especially? Does Mourinho want Isco? Could Mourinho show interest in Isco, and how Isco could potentially fit in our team? I also want to touch on some physical conditions of some players. I'm going to speak about G's physical condition, Smalling's physical condition, and Pellegrini's physical condition. The last two respectively got injured in our second friendly game in Portugal against Casa Pia, and tomorrow we have our last friendly game against Walwick. I will be going live for a live watch along for that, so stay tuned for that. And yeah, we'll just speak about some physical conditions. The season is about to restart, so it's very important. We've seen this over the course of the first half of the season, how important it is for players to be back fit, for players to be fit until the very end of the season, and we cannot let injuries collapse our season even further. So yeah, it's very important for these players to be fit, to be training well, to be training with the others. But yeah, I mean, let's start with Isco, because obviously Isco terminated his contract a few hours ago with Seville. He broke up with Seville because of Monchi. Now, Monchi, we know Monchi really well. Monchi was our old general director before Thiago Pinto came, and Monchi ruined this club, absolutely ruined this club. So it doesn't take me even the slightest out of surprise that Isco broke up with Seville due to Monchi. Monchi was the one who basically followed a philosophy in this club where basically you valued players, you made their value grow, you increased the price tag, and then all of a sudden you sold them all. Monchi is the reason why this team right now doesn't have big players. And trust me, yeah, we have a few big players, but overall, our team is not a big player team. Why? It's not because we're Roma, because if I list you the players which were in our team a few years ago, it would shock you. We had Mo Salah, we had Nainggolan, we had Alisson in goal. And it's very, very important to kind of understand how Monchi was the person which basically sold every big player we had. And don't get me wrong, if you're Roma, if you're a club like Roma, if you're running a club like Roma, it is definitely very important to focus on money. But I don't think the only reason to focus on money was to sell massive players, and that is what Monchi completely got wrong. So yeah, Isco broke up. He terminated his contract with Seville. We were really close in signing Isco last summer. It was between Isco and Fratesi basically, and then none of them came because Dybala came. But yeah, I mean, Mourinho showed interest in Isco. The real question is, could Isco resign for Roma? People are saying it could be an option again. We will speak about how we might not even need Isco. I think Isco has got all of the characteristics of a player which Roma need right now. A versatile player, a player which bags the goals, a creative player, and a player who's good with their feet. Isco follows all of these characteristics. But obviously, I don't really see how he'd fit in this team. And that's the only kind of big question which I want to bring to you. I can see this happen easily. I can see Mourinho asking Thiago Pinto to buy Isco even in this January transfer window. He's a free agent. He's not someone who earns massive, drastic amounts of money. It could easily happen. You know, it really could easily happen. The question is, which is something Mourinho definitely think about, is how do we fit him in this team? We already have Dybala, who basically plays a very similar position to him. And if we were to buy Isco, if we were to start Isco, it would probably mean that someone between Nico and Pellegrini won't start. Now, it could be that both Isco, that both Nico and Pellegrini, as things stand, or worse than Isco. But do we really want to start a player who is turning 31 years old other than a player who's the captain of this team, and I can't see Pellegrini not starting, and someone who will be the future of this team under the name of Nicolo Zaniolo. So the questions are very similar. What I understand, however, is a hypothetical situation where our strikers don't bag the goals. Tammy doesn't bag the goals, Belotti doesn't bag the goals, and Shomurodov doesn't bag the goals. Then Mourinho will be forced to play Dybala as a false nine. And the second Dybala could play as a false nine, then Isco could take his position as a creative midfielder who supports the attack. So I can see that happen, but that would definitely mean that our attackers will need to enter a massive crisis. And I still have faith. I still have a bit of faith in Tammy. I've always said this. I've always defended Tammy. You know me really well. But I am gonna judge Tammy's season in June. I won't take responsibility in judging Tammy's season right now. I think his start was really bad. And we can definitely tell that in compared to last season, where yes, he did have a weak start as well. He's just having it this season. It's definitely a mindset problem. It's definitely, the hate which he has received in these last couple of months has definitely, exacerbated things. But at the end of the day, I think Tammy has all the time to get back confident. I think Tammy has all of the time to get back scoring. I think Tammy has all of the time to get Mourinho back smiling. Obviously, if he doesn't, though, then we will definitely be seeking for new solutions. But as things stands, with a player who broke up with the team after like 4 months, because he became a Sevilla player this summer, played for 4 months, broke up, is a free agent right now. A few months ago, in fact, when Isco terminated his contract with Real Madrid, his agent was actually going to say how Isco wanted to seek new experiences. Yes, he ended up staying in La Liga for realistically speaking, are we really going to see Isco staying in the La Liga yet again for yet a club? I have the impression, again, he's not in his prime anymore. He's not the youngest, so he's definitely starting to seek some adventures which will slowly lead him towards the end of his career. A move to the Serie A, a move to the Premier League could definitely be the right pick for him. We aren't obviously the only clubs interested in him. We have got a lot of competition when it comes to Isco. We've got Juventus and Inter Milan both interested in the Serie A. We've got a few Premier League clubs interested as well, which is significant. At the same time, I think a lot of Isco potentially signing for Roma, potentially us interest that we showed in Isco this summer, I can see that happen. Much of it depending on Fratesi, because Gini, and we'll speak about this in a second, Gini's recovery is going really well. So Gini will be back if any miracles. I mean, Gini, according to his schedule, will be back, if not against Bologna, which I know is mind-blowing, but we'll speak about Gini in a second, again, in the next few games. Gini is back. He's almost back, but he is back. Kama's there. Cristante's there. Matic is there. And I think our priority is Fratesi, 100%. I don't think if you ask Jose, would you rather get Isco or Fratesi? Never in a million years Jose would go Isco. I think Fratesi is a massive priority right now. So if we would obviously get him in January, then I don't think we would even enter the race for Isco. But you see, much of this depends on Sassuolo, because if Sassuolo don't want to let him go in January, Sassuolo are aware that he wants to leave and Roma want him, but will they let him go in January? That's the big question. Anything could happen, but it's definitely linked to any other players which could potentially sign. And if Fratesi signs, I wouldn't believe Isco signing for Roma too. Awar is also kind of restarting the talks, which is significant, because if it is in Fratesi, as things stands, there could be a high chance of seeing Awar back again. It's a process where we're speaking a lot, with teams, we're speaking a lot with agents. There's nothing really like an agreement found with players. There's nothing really like direct ones-to-ones to try and find an agreement. I think what Thiago Pinto's doing right now, because don't get me wrong, we have still quite a long while. I mean, not a long while. We've got 10 days until the January transfer market hits. 10 days is a lot. And as things stands, Thiago Pinto is definitely starting to elaborate the understandings of what players Jose would like in the January window, and he's definitely starting to get information. Don't get me wrong, many things could happen behind the scenes, and we've seen this a lot under this new ownership. We've seen us kind of took away from surprise in many occasions, but I don't know what happens. Isco can be an option, 100%. We were very interested in him. Mourinho was really interested in him. Then he signed for Seville. He ended his contract with Seville. So it's very easy for us to get back interested in Isco yet again. And also, I think Isco would integrate well with Dybala. But again, this kind of links with what I said before. Apart from the fact that he would link well with Dybala, I really don't know where he would fit in this team right now. If there are any gaps which could be made, such as, I don't know, selling El Shaarawy, for example, which I'm not necessarily saying we should do, but you know, if El Shaarawy, for example, leaves in January, then that leaves a gap for Isco. But I'm not anyway trying to promote El Shaarawy to leave. I think El Shaarawy can give good impacts to games. We've seen this in these last friendly games, so I think El Shaarawy is definitely to keep until the summer. So yeah, let's talk about some physical conditions. If you haven't already, please make sure to smash the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're new here. So if everyone right now can take 2 seconds to smash that thumbs up button down below, it would support me a lot. So please do it if you haven't already. And yeah, let's speak about physical conditions, because let's start with Gini, because Gini is the most important one. Gini's back training with the team. He trained with the team yesterday. He's back training today by himself. Nothing to worry about. It's just that his schedule, his program, his rehabilitation program kind of allows him to train with the team Sunday, but not every day yet. So he's kind of moving between training with the team, which he did yesterday, and training by himself with a ball and with some training with some trainers today. So I wouldn't be surprised if tomorrow he replays and retrains with the team. We've seen Gini around the bench area in these friendly games. It's good. He's back with the team. He's back in the heart of the team, which is good, because we massively need him, and his rehabilitation is going really well. Not in a million years, this summer in August, if someone would have told me Gini would be back training with the team at the 20th of December, never in a million years would I believed in that statement. But, you know, when rehabilitation goes well, it also means that the players get back training with the team, and that's exactly what's happening with Gini. Gini got back training with the team yesterday. His recovery is going well, and people are also launching this rumor that he could potentially be back in the first game back against Bologna, obviously starting from the bench, which is massive because nobody would have predicted that. But yet, again, it's important not to rush things. And Gini, again, needs to have the courage to say, maybe it's a bit too early for that. I know Gini's tempted to get back. I know Gini really wants to prove everyone, but it's very important for him not to get re-injured. So if he's feeling a bit, right, let's not rush things, then Gini needs to have the courage to say it out loud. And then Pellegrini and Smalling both got minor injuries against Casa Pia 2 days ago. Pellegrini, in fact, today posted a story on Instagram saying how he's basically back training with the team, and he also won with the team, with a winning team in the training session today. So Pellegrini is back. Smalling, again, nothing major for Smalling. He just didn't train with the team today. He had an individual training session. He had a contusion, if I'm not wrong. So what this means is that we won't, I mean, unless a miracle happens, we won't see Smalling tomorrow. Maybe we won't even see Pellegrini. I mean, if we're actually smart, we won't start Pellegrini tomorrow, seeing that he's got so many injuries up to now, and seeing that we really can't risk him in a friendly game. So I wouldn't be surprised if Smalling and Pellegrini rest tomorrow. In fact, Smalling and Pellegrini have to rest tomorrow. We have to avoid injuries. I've said this before. This first half of the season has been one of the reasons why it has been really bad. Not really bad. Let's not exaggerate things. Why it's not been to the expectations that we wanted. Is because of injuries. You know, Dybala was out for quite a long while. Gini basically never played. And they were the two players which Mourinho was intending to rebuild on. So it definitely played a big part. Over the course of the second half of the season, training sessions have to be maximized. We cannot get the rate of injuries that we had in this first half of the season. If that means improving the squad depth and buying more players, that's what has to be done. If there's one thing which we have to avoid over the course of January, February, March, April, May and June, it's injuries and get constant injuries, because it breaks the rhythm of the team. So yeah, Pellegrini and Smalling, nothing major. And tomorrow we've got their last friendly game before the Christmas break. I think the team is getting back to Rome after tomorrow to have a few Christmas day break and then back training, because the 4th of January we're back playing a good real game against Bologna at home. So yeah, very important today. Some significant news, some significant updates, all transfer and physical injury wise, which is always good news. And yeah, tomorrow live watch along. It's an early kickoff. Last friendly game of the Portugal tour. It's at 4 p.m. Italian time, 3 p.m. UK time. Wherever you're from, come follow it. Christmas is coming. It's a Christmas treat against Warwick. Friendly game tomorrow. And yeah, I mean, it's important. We have to get us away from this black hole which is trying to submerge us. And even a win in a friendly game could massively help the attitude and confidence of the team. So yeah. Let me read some comments. Ibrahim needs smart players, knows how the way he wanted the attack should be. The rest don't know why, still playing in fear. That did not make sense. Right, let me try and read this again. Abraham needs smart players who know the way he wants the attack should be. The rest don't know why he's still playing in fear. Roma needs creativity. We can't rely on Dybala. Spot on. That's why transfer market will be very important this January, and why Gini's return will be even more important in my opinion. Samin Ravi says hello from Bangladesh. Hello mate. Hope you enjoyed today's show. And yeah, I'll catch you tomorrow for the live watch along. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and share the link of this channel with your families and friends. And yeah, we're like 10 subscribers away from 6,000 subscribers, and we've got like 5 days until Christmas. Please, ladies and gentlemen, subscribe if you're new here, if it's the first time seeing my face on your screen, and no idea on how much it supports me. So yeah, I'll catch you tomorrow. Simon out.